I'd like to talk with you about a subject that's very important to me and very important to organizations. And that's the subject of organizational courage. You know, as we look at today's economy, we are recovering from one of the worst economic troubled times in the history of our country. We're not out of the woods yet, but we are making slow and steady progress towards a full recovery. Companies have had to change the way they do business. And those that have are rapidly overtaking those that are sitting by and waiting for things to get better and continuing to do what they've always done that has accounted for their success. But the companies that are moving forward, the companies that are creating excitement, the companies that are going to be here tomorrow are those companies that have organizational courage. Their vision and their mission is clear. They understand the value proposition. They have confidence in the organization. They have confidence in its ability to grow and become successful. And they're willing to take on those people who just do not want to change. As you look at this boardroom and you think about how many meetings take place in this room, and the people sitting around the table that discuss issues and discuss change, and you can almost finger point those people sitting at the table who just don't want to change. They like things the way they are. They credit the company's success because we've stayed true to our values and true to our goals, and we've done things the same way for years, and that's how we have to continue. But those companies that are thinking differently are going to overtake the companies that are sitting around the table talking about how wonderful things used to be. I work with companies every day. I work with CEOs. I work with executives. And every single one of them has a passion to change. They have a passion to challenge the norm. And you look at companies that are really successful. Whatever they've done that's been great, that's been profitable, that's been successful, they always look at it and said, that's good for today, it was good for yesterday, but tomorrow we have to come up with something new. So I challenge you, when you're sitting at that board table and you're having a discussion about change, you have to be willing to say, even though we've been doing it, is not an excuse why we need to continue to do it. You know, I heard an expression the other day, leaders never emerge from the middle. And that's true. The middle is a safe place to be. You're always surrounded with people on either side. But those who are leaders are those who are on the cutting edge. They're the ones who are willing to take risk. Not reckless risk, but risk. They're willing to step out and say that we can plot new ground and make a difference and cause things to happen. That's why a lot of CEOs aren't CEOs anymore, because they've been replaced with people who have that rage to succeed. So I want you to think about the organizations on which you serve as a director. I want you to think about who's sitting at that table, and I want you to think about how you're going to influence decisions that are going to make a difference in that organization. And when you hear those people around the table who say, it's not the right time, we're not certain that we can pull this off. Maybe we ought to wait and see. You know, sometimes I call committees an exercise in vertical vibration, jumping up and down and going nowhere. But if you're sitting in that chair I don't want you to sit there quietly and let those people dominate direction. I want you to challenge them in saying that we have to look in a new direction. Organizational courage is one of the main ingredients necessary today to take companies from where they are to a new era of success. Companies are smaller. They have fewer employees, I should say, and they're more productivity oriented. So the next time you're sitting in one of these chairs in this boardroom, I want you to think about, do I represent organizational courage, and am I willing to stand up and fight for it? If you do, the organization will succeed, and you will be seen as a change agent, a leader, and someone to follow. Think about it. Organizational courage.